so good when the lights all glow? Is your bargain bin sent alive from the nut show? I got my Velcro shoes and my dollar store hat, a short bus scholar with a mic and a chair. Yeah. It started with a scream and a half-broke cam. Now we're decking out the chaos like a nutty telegram. You showed up anyway, don't know what went wrong. Now you're stuck in the circus singing Shizzy's song. Mine's in the trenches with a wrench in hand, yeeting bots to the shadow band land. While I'm reading court docs like a bedtime tale, y'all still here riding the soft brand slate of hell. So here's my Christmas card wrapped in duct tape pride, from the window liquor host to the nut crew worldwide. Merry Christmas to my chat, yeah, you beautiful weirdos. From the lurkers in the back to the day one heroes, to the mods who keep this busted sled on track. You're the reason this nut shack keeps coming back. If you're here for the drama, you're here for the laughs. You're my holiday miracle, my off-label stash. So raise a glass of whatever you got in that cup. Merry Christmas from the fool who never shuts up. Some of you pop in just to say, hey, shiz, you're nuts. Then you stay 3 hours while I roast legal slugs. You tolerate my tangents and my bargain brand takes. Still type up in the chat when the internet breaks. My odds play whack-a-mole when the trolls roll through. Finger on the trigger like not today, dude. Every time I was wrapped like a little red bow. Happy holidays, jackass, enjoy the shit show. So if you ever hit like, or you've ever hit send, you're officially part of this badly wrapped friend. Merry Christmas to my chat, yeah, you beautiful weirdos. From the lurkers in the back to the day one heroes, to the mods with sore thumbs and eyes bloodshot, guarding this clown car like a North Pole outpost lot. If you're laughing at the screen or just shaking your head, you're the reason Santa let me stream instead. So grab a cookie and a seat, don't care if it's stale. Merry Christmas from the nut who refused to bail. In low gear, but you carried this channel through a wild ass year. Through the late night rants and the 10-hour runs, through receipts, bankrupt clowns, and the missing brain cells funds. If there's any kind of magic in this janky little show, it's you in the chat making this dumpster glow. So here's to the replays, the sorry came late, the ones watching quiet while folding their plate, the members, the gifters, the broke but still here. You paid in attention, that's premium cheer. And Marge, my L's with the nerves of steel. You keep the sleigh upright on a ball spare wheel. When I say something spicy and the room gets hot, you're already 2 steps ahead of the plot. If I had a fancy speech, I'd still mess it up. So I'll just raise this lukewarm coffee cup. Merry Christmas. From the chaos connoisseurs to the quiet heroes, to the moms who mop up every digital fight. You're my dysfunctional, delightful Christmas light. If you laugh, face palm, or yelled at the screen, you're carved in the lore of this busted machine. So from my nut shack heart to your rented device, Merry Christmas, you maniac. Thanks for being this nice. When the stream goes dark and the screen goes black, just know this nutcase is still coming back. You kept me afloat while I tripped on my shelf. Like, how did this work? Who let him stream by himself? So have a warm, loud, slightly unhinged night. May your drinks be strong and your drama stay light. And from your helmet wearing host on this Christmas delight, Merry Christmas, my people. Now go eat and go have a beautiful night.
Man, oh man, I will tell you now. Now you can thank Venomous Venom for the elf girls. She's the one that created those. I love it. I love it. Yeah, there's and if you're looking for redheads, we got them all hanging out here. First of all, let me hit this right off the top. It looks like Sister Sal not only gifted 10, but also gifted 5 memberships. So a total of 15 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Sister Sal. And this is for you. Whoa, yeah.
Welcome to the shit show.
Every single day. A new flavor of fuckery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balder, dash, pop, cock, bollock, and fuckery. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Sister Sal. I appreciate you. And also, Kate from with the $2 super chat. Have a blessed day, everybody. Most definitely, it is gearing up to closer to the holiday season. It's crazy. Hello. How you doing, 2012 Elf? Hello from my Ohio show cave. Good to see you. Sounds good here. Yeah. I hope everything's working wonderful for you this holiday season. And I believe today was the first day of Hanukkah. So that, hell yeah. And there has been some bad news that came out of Australia. It looks like there was a pew in there in Australia, and also another one. I pulled it up earlier and I was looking at it. I was like, man, that's just horrible. Why do people need to be so damn violent? Why can't they just chill out and enjoy the holidays? Happy Sunday. XOO. Thank you, Kippy. I appreciate it. No, it is a beautiful day. And welcome to Nut House. Yes, it's a Brown University. Thank you, Tammy. I heard about that this morning. Thoughts and prayers go out to those families that have been affected by this horrible tragedy this time of year. Oh, Raz says, what's the difference between football and a fruitcake? You can't break a foot kicking a fruitcake. But they have gun control in Australia. That can't be possible. Well, you have to remember the gun control only deals with law-abiding citizens. Hey, thank you. How you doing, Palmer's Archer Homestead? And I think Palmer's Archer Homestead is actually a couple. And thank you both for being here. We appreciate you both. Let's do this, Julia. Thank you very much for the super sticker. I appreciate it for the $1.90 for the $1.99 lira pound. Yeah, pound. That's pound. Thank you. I get my symbols all mixed up. Hello, Shizzy. Chat listening while decorating. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. We got some interesting stuff for you tonight. And it's some stuff that's been just sort of boiling in the background that I haven't really covered. It was some stuff that has been ongoing with Lips and Chips, as I'm sure most of you know, that they're looking at losing a lot really big. And it might be why someone is melting down so much is because they are looking at multiple issues and multiple amounts of funds being paid out of their pocket. Thank you, Anna. Appreciate it for the gifted membership. I appreciate that. And thank you very much. AT42, good to see you. Yeah, it's been, like I said, there's a lot here. So some of it I'm going to skim over, just flips and chips. Or it could be flips and chips. It's something. There's some craziness going on there. And, if you tried to suss all of it out, you'd never even begin to start on even the tip of the iceberg, just because the amount of craziness that you see going on. And first of all, we'll talk about this one right here. So, ABC Legal Services attempted to serve lips in a lawsuit, and in doing so, she decided to file basically what amounted to trying to get like a restraining order, saying that there was no service was bad, that they were harassing, that they were causing all kinds of anguish and grief. I mean, we've seen the same thing that she's tried to do with Megan Fox, and that, you know, she's considering Megan a stalker and all this other kind of crap, and that she's bullying her and harassing her and giving her a hard time, and what it boils down to is all they were doing is trying to perfect service. Now, service processors, you know, they're paid to do a job. The job is to get service. If they suspect that someone's in the house, they're going to be knocking on the door. They're going to be trying to serve papers. If they see that someone's inside, or that there's a car in the driveway, they're going to also ask the neighbors, make sure that they even have the right address, because, you know, a neighbor could say, listen, they haven't, nobody's lived there for, you know, 10 years, or they moved out a week ago, or no, absolutely, that's them. They just don't like to answer the door. Well, in doing so, they basically filed suit against ABC Legal Services. ABC came back and they you know, after a long period of time of battling this out, going into an appeals court, which was subsequently denied. They basically, ABC came back and said, you know, that they wanted to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint with prejudice, because of, you know, they made an amended complaint. I mean, it was this long drawn out thing. As you can see, this right here was filed 8/4/2025, but this had been going on much longer than 8/4/25. We're talking about May of last year, or May of earlier this year. So basically, it says that the action concerns attempt to serve process. They allege that the process server engaged by ABC Legal came to plaintiff's residence for the purpose of serving court papers on Michael. Now, the plaintiffs claim that a process server intruded on their property, peered through windows, startled them, called law enforcement with allegedly false reports of neglect child in the home. Based on these contentions, the plaintiffs asserted that ABC is directly liable for the ensuing emotional distress, reputational harm, privacy violations plaintiffs claim to have suffered. Now, as demonstrated below, dismissal with prejudice is warranted due to multiple pleading deficiencies, a lack of any legally cognizable claim, Ms. Lips' extensive history of filing meritless lawsuits with similar allegations that appear purely vexatious. Oh, thank you very much, Mama Bear. I appreciate you. Thank you. Whatever you want. Money. We love it. We love it. Oh, and that reminds me. Let me go ahead and run this banner here, because there is a banner. Remember to go check out the What the Hell's app, whatnot, for tonight's auction, because they are auctioning off some really cool stuff. So make sure to go check that out tonight. That'll be on, I believe, after their stream. They usually do like a Sunday recap. Sometimes they'll do letter opening, which they're going to be doing. They're going to be showing all of the things that are being auctioned off. And you know, it's pretty damn awesome. If you haven't seen what they've got coming up for that, they've got some really cool swords and memorabilia, some sports memorabilia, some of it signed. They have some, I think it was like a couple of bottles of wine, you know, that's from like a Kiss collectible kind of thing. So they've got some really cool stuff. If you're, and I believe if you sign up for it, you get like a $15 certificate that's usable on their auction. So go check that out. Most definitely. It's very cool stuff. Yeah, it's a big giveaway tonight too. Yeah, that is $2,500 or 5,500 nickels that they're going to be gifting out to some lucky winner is going to end up with that. That's pretty damn awesome. Just in time for the holidays. Hey everyone, have a lazy day staying warm since it's frigid cold out. Yes, it is. It's only going to get colder here in Georgia. Oh, it's not good. So she subsequently filed an amended complaint on the same date, adding her minor child as a plaintiff, J.P. Morgan Chase as a defendant. In the amended complaint, plaintiffs assert the following claims against ABC Legal, which was basically just same thing that they said before. Standard review. There was a motion to dismiss under, and we all know that they're vexatious litigants. I mean, that's the YouTube world and everybody else except for the court system understands that they're vexatious, that they file frivolous lawsuits over and over and over and over and over and over again. And this one right here was brought forward, and they actually go and show. Due to, for example, the Hales lawsuit, where they're showing, whenever she went after Megan, Tug, Jay Hip, myself, Jeremy, added all these people in there. Jeremy responded, and they automatically, within a short period of time, they dismissed their lawsuit because it was frivolous. And she's said this plenty of times before that she likes to file lawsuits, so that way it's on the record and she could refer back to it. In other words, sort of mess around with Megan's SEO. That's something that that she stated that she plans on doing is messing with her algorithm to go after her, which I think she's going to fail miserably at because, well, that's usually, in my opinion, what she is doing on a regular basis, failing constantly. Thank you, Mama Barely, for the one gifted membership. That is so kind of you. And we'll hit some of those before the end of the day today. Hey, chat, good to see you, Yanni. Good to see you. Good to see you. You are correct, audio. It's actually called "The Words Are Lovely." Oh, thank you. So as you and I'm not going to go through this whole thing. There's about 13 pages of it, but it basically goes through them doing these kinds of issues where they've plaintiffs bring the following cause of action: count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4, count 4, 5, count 6, and it's basically just going after ABC. Now the failures of each count were discussed below, which they basically went down through it of even all the reasons why their pleadings failed. The conclusion of all of this, and defamation per se, and I'm getting down here, and what it does is it says there's dismissal with prejudice is appropriate to prevent further abuse of the judicial process. Now, Lips has demonstrated a pattern of filing frivolous and vexatious lawsuits since her permanent retirement. Remember, it's a permanent retirement in 2023. It's not that she just retired as a permanent retirement. Lips has instituted 3 civil lawsuits in this venue alone, excluding the instant action. In December of 2023, she sued several members of her family and close friends, Federigos v. Federigos. Initiated December 20th, 2023, before Judge Louis Calderon. The causes of action in 2023 action were nearly identical to the counts alleged here, and included defamation per se, intentional infliction of emotional distress, abuse of process, invasion of privacy. The complaint was dismissed a year later when Lips failed to serve the complaint on any of the named defendants, which means she didn't serve them. Less than a year later, she filed an action nearly identical to the one in hand, Federigos v. Seacoast, which we've got right here, which is that one right there, and we'll be going over that also. Initiated November 15th before Judge Michael Dean, Lips and her 2 minor children were plaintiffs in the 2024 action. The defendant included the process server, her employer, and the client who engaged the company to effect service on Mr. and Mrs. Lips and Chips. In the 2024 action alleged that the process server engaged in a campaign of harassment and intimidation in her attempts to effect service of process, which allegedly including making several visits to the family home, over the course of several weeks, blocking the front door, making false reports to neighbors. The cause of action included defamation, intentional infliction of emotional stress, invasion of privacy. No effort was made to serve the complaint on the defendants in the 2024 actions, and summons were never issued. A notice of intent to dismiss was entered by this court sua sponte on May 15th, 2025, and the complaint has since been judiciously dismissed. Now, in May of 2025, shortly after filing this instant action, Lips filed her third complaint in this venue with just a span of just 6 months, alleging claims of defamation, defamation per se, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, cyber stalking, harassment, civil conspiracy, tortious interference with business relationship, publication of private facts, portrayal in a false light, appropriation of likeness, assault and threats, and stalking. And if you don't believe it, you can look up the case number right there. Lips versus Jeremy Hales. And it gives you the citation right there. That was initiated on May 19th of 2025 before Judge Michael Dean. Within just weeks of filing the action, she dismissed 3 of the named defendants in the suit. The suit has since been voluntarily dismissed in its entirety with no summonses issued as to any of the named defendants. Since the dismissal, a malicious prosecution and abuse of process action has been instituted against Ms. Lips by certain defendants in that Hales case. And all you have to do is look up, and this is the case that Jeremy, Tug, and Megan are in currently. Initiated on July 21st, 2025, before Judge Heather Pinder Rodriguez. The instant case is no different than the slew of actions Lips has filed and abandoned without basis or cause in the last year. Given the pattern of frivolity Lips has demonstrated, coupled with the complete absence of any substantial allegation, dismissal with prejudice is warranted to curb further misuse of judicial resources. It is well settled that courts possess the discretion to fashion appropriate relief where pro se litigants have abused the legal process and otherwise misused this court's limited judicial resources by filing repeated frivolous pleadings. Defendant respectfully submits that this dismissal with prejudice is appropriate relief in this matter and consideration. ABC respectfully requests that this court issue an order granting this. There was a certificate of service. All of that stuff was filed out to the people, and it was, the certificate was prima facie proof that such service compliance with the Florida Judicial Administration. It was respectfully submitted by them. Hey, Squid, how you doing? Now, moving forward, because there hadn't been any movement in this, and this was mailed out around Thanksgiving, so you're looking at 11/25/2025. Defendant ABC Legal Services LLC's motion for case management conference. Okay, because they were supposed to have a hearing. The hearing got scheduled, rescheduled, canceled, rescheduled. ABC Services, by and through undersigned counsel and pursuant to Florida Civil Procedure 1.2, hereby files a motion for case management conference with respect to scheduling for hearing defendant's motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint with prejudice filed on August 4th, 2025. Yes, they did file a motion for case management conference. They tried and attempted, and we'll show throughout this, that there's been multiple attempts at trying to reach out and contact them. As you can tell, this is a 59-page document. Defendant, and some of it I'll be skipping over because all it is just showing that they were providing service. So there will be a lot of black pages in here. They're just completely redacted because there's nothing there and it's easy to skip over. I mean, these are all legal documents that have been filed within the court system. Defendant filed its motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint with prejudice on August 4th, 2025. On the same date, the counsel emailed plaintiffs to set defendant's motion to dismiss for a hearing on August 18th, 2025. Now, that's really important because defense's counsel would be Chips, and decided to email them to set a motion for dismiss hearing, which was supposed to be on August 18th. Well, Chips responded to this email stating he was not available on the above date and requested to confer on the defendant's motion to dismiss. Now, Chips and defense counsel therefore agreed to meet and confer on Monday, August 11th at 4:30 on defendant's motion to dismiss and the hearing date for the same. Defense counsel circulates a Teams invitation for agreed upon date and time. Now, Lips later responded stating that she was unavailable for any hearing before 4 p.m. and that Chips was intending to sign on as attorney of record for her representation in this case. Now, on August 11th, 2025, defense counsel joined the scheduled call with Chips, and neither Chips nor Lips joined the call. So after waiting 15 minutes, defense counsel left the call, sent a follow-up email to Chips, asking him if he wanted to reschedule the call, then provide dates on the court schedule for defendant's motion to dismiss to be heard. Having received no response from Chips and no further response from Lips, beyond her unavailability for any hearing before 4 p.m., defense counsel sent correspondence by mail on August 15th to both Lips and Chips. The response advised that the defendant was trying to set its motion to dismiss, provided dates for the same to take place. That's Exhibit D. On August 27th, Chips emailed defense counsel advising he received the correspondence and requested to schedule a meet and confer on a hearing date for the same on September 1st. So we've gone from August to September around 4 p.m. Then circulated a Teams invitation for September 1st. On September 1st, 2025 at 4 p.m., defense counsel joined the scheduled call with Lips. Again, neither Lips nor Chips joined the call. After waiting 15 minutes, defense counsel left the call, sent a follow-up email yet again for another meet and confer. Again, defendant provided available dates for the hearing in its motion to dismiss. Now, Chips responded to this email requesting to meet and confer on September 3rd, so 2 days later. On September 3rd, counsel met and conferred and agreed to have defendant's motion dismissed to heard on October. So we've gone from August, September, October 13th at 3:30 p.m. In accordance with court's procedures, defense counsel contacted the court's judicial assistant, Mr. Rodriguez, on September 4th, 2025, advised him of the party's selected date and time. Mr. Rodriguez advised that the 3:30 p.m. slot on October 13th was unavailable, and he proceeded setting the hearing for 3 p.m. on October 13th. Neither Lips nor Chips lodged an objection to the change in time. Thus, defendant filed its notice of hearing on September 10th, noticing the hearing on its motion dismissed for October 13th. On October 9th, Chips contacted defense counsel by phone to advise that plaintiffs would be unavailable to attend hearings set for this motion to dismiss on October 13th because plaintiffs unexpectedly needed to leave town. Now, on the 12th, plaintiffs filed a motion for continuance of the hearing date set for defendant's motion to dismiss. The court granted the same. Now, on October 13th, defense counsel emailed plaintiffs a new hearing set a new hearing date on defendant's motion to dismiss. See Exhibit F. Neither Lips nor Chips responded to this email. A follow-up email was sent on October 20th, again seeking plaintiffs' availability. Chips responded to this email advising that plaintiffs were contemplating dismissal. On October 27, 2025, defense counsel sent a third email to plaintiffs seeking plaintiff availability for hearing on defendant's motion to dismiss. Mr. Chips, he responded to this email by advising he did not believe a hearing was needed and needed to get approval from Lips to dismiss the case. No dismissal was filed. Now, on November 3rd, defense counsel reached out to plaintiffs. So we've gone from August, September, October, November. Advised the defendant would move forward with setting its motion to dismiss for a hearing on December 18th. 2025 at 3 p.m. or December 22nd, 2025, unless plaintiffs advised otherwise or dismiss this action. Now, on November 3rd, defendant emailed the court's judicial assistant, Mr. Rodriguez, to unilaterally set the defendant's motion dismissed for December 18th at 3 p.m. after repeatedly attempted to coordinate a date with plaintiffs to no avail. Now, Chips responded to the email, but to the court advising plaintiffs they were not available on December 18th, 2025. Defense counsel provided all dates the court had available for hearing. Plaintiffs did not respond. Mr. Rodriguez later that same day advised the parties of an additional date the court was available for hearing. Defense counsel again requested plaintiffs advise their availability for hearing based on the court schedule, and plaintiffs did not respond yet again. The court may set, and pursuant to 1.20, the court may set or any party may request that the court convene a case management conference to address such matters as outlined under that rule, including scheduling other conferences or determining other matters that may aid in the disposition of this action. At this stage, defendant has been attempting for nearly 4 freaking months to have its motion to dismiss heard, has been unable to do so due to plaintiff's inaction and unresponsiveness or non-responsiveness. Absent court intervention, it is unlikely that a date for hearing for defendant's motion to dismiss will be successfully coordinated. In light of the foregoing, defendant respectfully moves this court to set a case management conference, in this case, to discuss scheduling defendant's motion to dismiss and confirm a hearing date for the same. Defendant ABC Legal Services, LLC, requests that they do this. There was a certificate of conferral, certificate of service, and it was all submitted and filed. Now, what becomes really important is all of this right here, because you can see exactly here that there was an invitation sent for 4:30 p.m. August 11th, 2025, been sent to all parties via Teams. Please accept. Thanks. And then he says, yes, Monday, 4:30. And we go down here and you can see that lips and chips are both in here. Dispositive motions are not subject to the conferral requirement, but open discussion house Monday at 4:30 p.m. And then, of course, there's a response from Chips that says, also, we need to do a meet and confer before setting a hearing. I will be filing my response soon. Do you want to set a meet and confer early next week, preferably late afternoon after 4 p.m.? So it wasn't like they were being contentious. They're being very compliant with what needed to be going on. And saying, oh, please include Lips too in your response. I understand that she will be representing herself in this matter. And he says, well, no, I'm not going to be available on 8/18. I'm going to need 30 minutes on my side. I will look for available date for 1 hour. Best wishes. Well, good afternoon. We will be setting a motion to dismiss with prejudice for 8/18 before Judge Sandor. Please confirm you're available or provide a new date. And then all of this is just legal jargon that doesn't matter at all. It's just basically talking about, privacy and emails, which this is all public record, so there's not any of that. And then, of course, Lips' response, I'm not available for any hearings like before 4 p.m. daily. Like Michael Federicus is intending to sign as attorney of record for my representation in this case. So once that does that, everything can be coordinated solely with him. As of now, hearings need to be scheduled for 4 p.m. after 4 p.m. due to my availability, because I have to harass Megan Fox. Now they say, all right, well, an invitation has been sent for 4:30, August 11th, has been sent to all parties via Teams. Please accept. Thanks. And then it said, yes, Monday, 4:30. And then, of course, those motions are not subject to the conferral requirement. Open discussion house Monday, 4:30. Yet again, I thought we need to do a meet and confer before setting the hearing. I will be filing my response soon. Do you want to set and confer early next week? And it was just like, please include Lips. Sorry, I'm not available. I need 30 minutes on my side. I will look for available date 1 hour. Mickle. And more harassment and not harassment, but more delay, saying we'll be setting a motion to dismiss with prejudice for 8/18. And of course, more legal jargon. We'll get past all of that. And then finally, we get down to August 11th. We sent that invitation out there. Please let us know. It says, yes, Monday, 4:30. And this is just the same stuff over. Please include her on this. It says we'll be setting that motion to dismiss for 8/18. And then we get down here to where it says meet and confer. As you know, ABC Legal Services filed its motion to dismiss. Look, and they're just reaching out to the court, September 15th, the 16th, 18th. Please advise. If we not receive a response by Wednesday, August 27th, we will contact the court to set the hearing unilaterally based on court's availability and notify you of the date. And of course, then they finally, like I said, just this right here was just a bunch of services that they tried doing. But tomorrow is fine. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. And you can see these are pretty short, that they're trying to get, a meet and confer. That you can see by their behavior that this is atypical of Lips and Chip to basically say, yeah, that'll be fine, and then never act on it. And they continue on with more of this, and then we're still on August 6th, and we get down here just a little bit further. Looks like August 4th, and these right here. Finally, it gets down. Judge Sander is the following dates: December 11th, December 12th, and that's for the hearing on the motion to dismiss. Let us know dates and times. And it responds, well, the bids don't get out until 3 p.m. today, so before we're setting the hearing, we just need to do this. Now it says, as following, they no longer have the dates and times previously provided. And so we're trying to get this damn thing done. They give a whole list of dates that they're available. Look at that. All the dates that they're available. Nothing ever comes of that because they say the following dates are set right here. And more legal stuff. And then it's also saying that he's saying this is the attorney. I'm going to say Amorous. I could be wrong. Says, listen, if it's plaintiff's intention to dismiss this action, please do so before Friday, November 7th. Otherwise, we'll need to proceed with resetting the motion to dismiss on or before November 7th. And I don't think we need to hear, and I just need to get approval from Lips on dismissing the case. Well, good luck on that, because that crap never happened. And the reason it never happened is because finally you basically have this that happens. It says, notice of short hearing on matter December 11th, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. And this is basically trying to get them to meet and confer to set a date that they are going to either have a hearing on the motion to dismiss or get this thing taken out. It gets sent out to everybody, and it gives a full accounting of plaintiff's defense on motion case management. Talks about November 13th, no response. They serve everybody. They get everything out there. And finally, they have a court hearing. On the 11th day of December 2025, an audio-video teleconference. This case came before ex parte Honorable Sandor, Judge Brian Sandor. All right. They were the presiding. Now you have the plaintiffs right here. Petitioner, plaintiffs, and you have versus ABC Legal Services, JP Morgan Chase, Jane Doe. The court reporter shows up. Court deputy is not available. Parties appeared via Zoom. Plaintiff failed to appear. The person that brought this action out failed to appear. And of course, the court set the case management conference and show cause hearing. The court to notify appearing parties once hearing is set. And it lasted from 8:45 to 8:48 on the 11th day, subject to call, filed in open court 12/11/2025. So they failed yet again in a hearing. Failed to do what they were supposed to do. Late fee, busy reading the new California laws effective in January. Ooh, that's always fun, Cynthia. Congratulations. And thank you very much for the $5 super chat. That is so kind of you. And anybody, you're always welcome to donate if you want to support this channel. All super chats go to this channel, and keep the lights on and keep the door open. It's always appreciated, never necessary. I always try to give you the best content that I possibly can every single time that I do this. So thank you very much. Even a thumbs up goes a long way. Now, this isn't the only case that's happening, because we'll take you back here to this one. This is Freddie Mac, as I believe is the FHLMC is known as Freddie Mac. Yeah, that's correct. And basically, they're just reaching out. They're filing a complaint to foreclose a mortgage. Now, Federal Home Loan Mortgage Corporation is trustee for Freddie Mac, gives all of the interest, everything that needs to be known on there. They have account one. There's a foreclosure. This is an action of foreclosure of mortgage on real property located in Orange County, Florida. Court has jurisdiction over the subject matter on or about April 2nd, 2004, executed, delivered a promissory note, executed a mortgage, securing payment of the note to the mortgage. The copy of the note, original note certificate is attached. It says the mortgage was recorded on April 12th, 2004. Freddie Mac was the one interested in it right here. And it comes down here, the note mortgage are in default because the monthly payment due on May 1st of 2024 and all subsequent payments due thereafter have not been paid. All conditions precedent to filing of this action have been performed or have occurred. The plaintiff declares a full amount payable under the note and mortgage to be due. There is now due owing and unpaid the plaintiff $132,249.66. That is due on principal on note and mortgage together with interest from April 1st, 2024, late charges, all costs of collection, including title search expenses for ascertaining necessary parties to this action, and reasonable attorney's fees. Now, the plaintiff is entitled to insurance premiums, taxes, assessments, and any other advances made on behalf of the defendants as set forth in the note and mortgage. That's a lot of bucks. And if you think about this, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, we were talking 7 months of not having any money coming in. That money starts adding up, because then you've got interest at an interest rate of, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably close to 13%, which is an insane amount of money whenever it starts adding up for not paying their properties. Now, the plaintiffs requested judgment for closing this mortgage. They reached out. There was a verification. They did everything just and proper as they were supposed to do. But then on 11/30 of this month, very end of the month, they finally file an amended motion to dismiss complaint. Now, you have to remember this initial complaint. This was filed right here on 8/20. They finally file an amended motion to dismiss complaint. It's basically they say a failure to state a cause of action. Now, you have to understand that there is a cause of action. They didn't pay their bills. Relief can be granted by paying your mortgage. It's really damn easy. But yet they hadn't paid their mortgage since May. And that gets even worse, because then after all of their bullshit, all of their posturing, all of their amended complaints, all of their shenanigans that they've been trying to pull, they file this right here, which is, in my opinion, on 12/3, pretty damn damning right here. Plaintiff's response to defendant's amended motion to dismiss complaint. Freddie Mac, by and through undersigned counsel, hereby files this response to defendant's amended motion to dismiss complaint and states, this is an action seeking to foreclose a mortgage on real property located in Orange County, Florida. Defendant served a motion to dismiss that contained general allegations in regard to failure to state a cause of action, standing, condition, precedent, and attachments. Plaintiff is in possession of the original promissory note and will be tendering the same to the court at a final hearing on this matter. Since plaintiff is in possession of the original note, is standing to bring an instant action. All necessary attachments are included in the complaint. The note contains an unconditional promise to pay and provides the holder with the right to accelerate the loan and demand the total amount due upon default. Plaintiff's complaint properly states a cause of action to foreclose. Furthermore, the complaint also contains an allegation that plaintiff has performed all conditions precedent to the filing of the action. A motion to dismiss shall be denied if within the four corners of the complaint a cause of action is stated. The instant case, the four corners of the complaint state a cause of action, and the issues raised should be considered affirmative defenses. Therefore, the court should deny defendant's motion to dismiss. And they submit this to the court on the 3rd of December. Thank you, Debbie Baker. I appreciate you so much, love. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted memberships. And let's just say it again.
Welcome
To the shit show every single day. A new flavor of buggery, 'cause everybody sucks, you see, and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, ignorant, balder, dash, poppycock, bollock, and buggery. Live it all over again. They should just become soft sentence. I mean, at this point, it seems like that's what they've done. Because if you look, they ascertained that the complaint is vague and conclusory. It's like they didn't read, or they are unable to understand. I mean, the amount of shenanigans that they came through here, lack of standing, adequately plead and prove that the standing to enforce the note mortgage at this time was filed, non-compliance with contagious precedent, failure to attach documents as required by rule. No, they had all the documents absolutely attached like they were supposed to. Then they said, oh, please dismiss this foreclosure of a mortgage because we are too fucking lazy to pay our bills. Proud member of Lulu Lurkers Union, Lurkers Unite. Well, thank you, T42. I love it. I love it whenever you lurk. A few days ago, I gave out 5 feet. Oh, 5, 1. Oh, that's right. That's right. You did. That's right. A few days ago, you did. You did give out 5. Lulu checking in. Thank you. All right, so that brings us on to the third one. So not only are they in shit for this one right here, not only are they in shit for this one right here, which is the Seacoast or ABC, which was one trying to serve them. They're also in the shits with Freddie Mac, but it doesn't end there because they're also in shit with a Seacoast National Bank. Now, Seacoast National Bank is pretty damn similar. It's going to be pretty much the same kind of filing. It's just on a different property. And they also named their community association and any unknown attendance. Now you can tell that this is the initial filing because this little block right here hasn't been filled out. This is what happens whenever you get initial filing. The only thing that you'll get is the filing number whenever it was submitted, and that's really all that you're going to get on that. I mean, that's how those filings look. No case number, but a case number does come up right here a little bit later after they tried doing a appeal on this one here. Whenever Seacoast was, I believe they were the ones that got ABC Legal involved by reaching out to them and saying, hey, we need to perfect service on these people. And through all their shenanigans, there came in an order from the court. The order from the court was motion to remand. Judge Norway submitted a report recommending the court grant in part and deny in part the motion to remand. The parties filed an objection at the time to do so is now passed after an independent de novo review of the record of this matter and noting that no objections were timely filed. The court agrees entirely with the findings of fact and conclusion of law and the report and recommendation. And it basically said that they're going to adopt and confirm the first part of the order. The motion to remand is granted in part and denied in part. The case is remanded to, basically this was the amendment where they moved it to a higher court. It was remanded back to the court of the Ninth Judicial Circuit in Fort Orange County. The clerk of court is directed to send a certified copy. The plaintiff's request for fees is denied. Now, Seacoast wanted to, or it was her that was looking for fees, because they basically denied all of their garbage, which was docs 2, 17, 21, 25, which may be refiled in state court if appropriate. So this was the response that came in from the judge of the appeals court. Whenever they kicked it back down, they said, no, they appealed it to federal, and federal kicked it back down to state. And it was and that ended up coming back out of the federal filing back into state, and said that they were directed to close that file. So they closed that file pretty much outright and said, denied. Like, go back to state court and deal with this crap. Well, Seacoast filed a motion to dismiss the amended counter complaint, which was basically what they had to deal with. It was a counter complaint, basically complaining that they were being inappropriate. There was a whole bunch of crap. On July 15th, 2025, the court entered an order dismissing all 18 counts of defendants' counterclaims, class action, complaint, and countercomplaint. 13 of those counts were dismissed with prejudice, but the court gave Lips and Chips, jointly referred to as counterplaintiffs, an opportunity to amend the 5 following claims: Florida Consumer Collection Practices Act, fraud, fraudulent concealment, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and specific performance. Incredibly, counter plaintiffs' amended countercomplaint is a virtual word for word a copy of the prior dismissed countercomplaint, including the factual allegations underlying the counts they purport to amend. So basically, they just cut, copy, and pasted, resent the same damn thing back in. And they never even bothered to remove the sections in the factual background that were specifically directed to counts that had been prejudicially dismissed. So basically, they just resubmitted the same freaking thing that they already did. So you can tell whenever somebody's delaying, because then they start doing really shady shenanigans. And in my opinion, you do that, you're just looking for a major lawsuit coming from these people, and extraordinarily amounts of filing fees, and having to go back at these people. Now, they were directed to counts that had been previously dismissed. The amended countercomplaint remains subject to dismissal for the same reason its 5 counts were previously dismissed by the court. Those 5 claims remained based entirely on the mortgage documents they signed and the initiation of this foreclosure action. The amended countercomplaint remains incomprehensible, repetitive, and retaliatory in nature. The claims still fail to state any cause of action. The counterclaims remain based on the flawed premise that they failed to read the loan documents they signed and should somehow be relieved of their obligations thereunder. For the reasons argued below, Seacoast moves to dismiss the amended countercomplaint with prejudice pursuant to the Florida Rules of Civil Procedure 1.140. Now, you have to understand that Chips obtained a home equity line of credit with First Green Bank, principal amount of $180,000. And then they also counterplaintiffs failed to mark exhibits, is what they're trying to tell you. They never marked their exhibits. They didn't file it properly. Now, Chips executed a credit agreement disclosure of $180K. On March 5th, the agreement states in relevant part, the line of credit will continue until March 5th, 2024 maturity date. All indebtedness under this agreement, if not already paid, will be due and payable upon maturity. Balloon payment. Your credit line account is payable in full upon maturity in a single balloon payment. You must pay the entire outstanding principal, interest, and any other charges then due. We are under no obligations to refinance the balloon payment at any time. No, they want to get their damn money. Like, it's one of those where if you make your payments on time, you make your payments, you set up one of these kinds of balloon payments. Balloon payments suck, by the way. If you do something like that, I'm so sorry for you, because you never know when something bad could happen. Don't unless you know that you're going to win the lottery, then sure, go ahead and you got to know that you're going to get that money. It's not one of those you don't want you don't want to guesswork on a balloon payment, which is what they basically did. And so what happens at the end of that term, whenever the March 5th maturity date shows up, if you haven't paid that thing off in full, you're going to be required to pay the rest of it off in full plus interest. And they don't have to refinance a balloon payment. They're under no obligation to do so. To secure the loan, together with his wife Lips, so Lips and Chips executed a mortgage in favor of First Green Bank on March 5th, 2014. The mortgage, which defines Lips and Chips as grantor, states in relevant part, grant of mortgage for valuable consideration. Grantor advises that they'll leave all this amount with a credit limit of $180,000 from borrower to lender. The final maturity date of the credit agreement is March 5th, 2024. Notice to grantor, the credit agreement contains a variable interest. Variable interest. So whatever they decide that the banks decide the interest rate is going to be at that time, there it goes. Their representations and warranty. They warrant that the mortgage is executed at borrower's request and not the request of the lender. Grantor has the full power, right, and authority to enter into this mortgage and hypothecate the property. Lender has made no representations to grantor about borrow, including without limitation of the creditworthiness of borrower, rights and remedies on default, judicial foreclosure, notices, and Seacoast filed this action foreclose the mortgage on July 10th, 2024, as successor by merger to a loan originating in First Green Bank. This isn't uncommon. If you purchase a home, and you have a mortgage, a lot of times they will sell that mortgage to somebody else. They'll start the mortgage, they'll get everything set up, they get started, then they will sell that mortgage to somebody else. That's part of the agreements that you make. I think the house I currently live in, they've sold our mortgage at least 4 times in the past, I don't know how many years. So that's not uncommon for that to happen. It doesn't change your payments. It doesn't change the interest. You're sort of locked in at that particular thing, but they'll sell off that mortgage to somebody else that they think can handle it. It could be for cash flow, whatever it might be. July 24th, 2024 was 18 months ago. Yeah. And nothing's been paid since. They filed a notice of removal on October 8th, 2024, claiming removal was proper based on federal question, jurisdiction in the matter. Now, defendants, which would be Lips and Chips, filed a class action complaint on October 29th, 2024. Seacoast filed its motion to remand on November 8th, 2024. The federal court granted Seacoast's motion to remand almost 5 months later on March 19th, 2025. The order granted remand was filed in this court on March 27th, 2025. Seacoast filed a motion to dismiss the counter complaint on April 25th, 2025. This court heard the motion to dismiss on July 8th, 2025. This court entered an order dismissing 13 of the 18 counts with prejudice and dismissing the 5 remaining counts without prejudice, allowing counter plaintiffs 30 days to amend the remaining 5 counts. The counter plaintiffs' deadline to amend was August 14th, 2025. Counter plaintiffs simply copied and pasted the prior counter complaint and remaining 5 counts, filed it on August 14th at 11:40 p.m. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes before midnight, they filed their amended counter complaint. Now, there is a legal standard. We're not going to go into it, just basically that everything was pled property. While the complaints were filed pro se, parties are often liberally construed. This complaint should be given liberal construction. Now, you have to understand that Chips is a licensed attorney and Lips is a recently permanently retired attorney. They are not entitled to the same principles of liberal construction as other pro se parties. The advantage of the liberal construction in this complaint normally given to pro se litigants because he is a licensed attorney. See? Now, Chips failed to state a cause, or Lips and Chips failed to state a cause of action under FCCPA as to count 1 of the amended countercomplaint. Failure to state a cause of action. I'm scrolling through this because we can get through quite a bit of this without it. Like, share, subscribe, keep Shizzy's lights on, or let me feel the headlights. Tuning in Tokyo. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Maybe not. Appreciate you. Yeah. Star afternoon. Hello, lady. How you doing? Good to see you. Basically, it says that absolute immunity be afforded, blah, blah, blah. Fraud and fraudulent concealment claims, tort claims, counts 1 and 3 asserted by both Lips and Chips. Basically saying this is the crap that they filed right here. You know, and just basically giving all of the legal ramifications for what they're attempting to file in there. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, intentional conduct by wrongdoer, outrageous beyond all bounds. The conduct caused emotional distress. Emotional distress was severe. Counter plaintiffs failed to state a cause of action for intentional infliction of emotional distress. They continue to base their claim on 2 things. First, they appear to base their claim on allegations of concealment, failure to disclose the balloon provision of the credit agreement and its affordability at the time the loan was made. As discussed above, these claims are at odds with the documents they signed, which clearly place them on notice of the credit agreement and its terms, including the balloon at maturity. Regardless, the alleged concealment is not, as a matter of law, the type of outrageous conduct that would give rise to an intentional infliction of claim. Again, they're trying to make a fetch happen. This is what they do. To the extent the claim is based on the commencement of the foreclosure attempts to serve them, they are also barred by the litigation privilege. Actions taken in the context of litigation, including service of process, are privileged. Florida Supreme Court has made it clear that the litigation privilege extends to all torts, finding that absolute immunity must be afforded to any act occurring during the course of judicial proceedings, regardless of whether the act involves a defamatory statement or other tortious behavior, so long as the act has some relation to the proceeding. For the allegations that Seacoast took measures to send a process server to the homestead is equally not actionable, as using a process server to serve a complaint is purely related to the filing of a lawsuit and falls under the litigation privilege. Now, for those that don't understand what he's talking about, you have certain privileges as a litigant, you know, because it's required by law. For example, to serve somebody, they can't say, well, you're causing me harassment by posting my information in the newspaper whenever they're noticing you of service by publication. Same way as a process server. Process server in due course, because the court requires that you serve upon somebody these documents, unless they want to say, hey, we'll accept the documents. But in this case, they weren't just accepting the documents, so they had to serve them by process server. It's part of what happens in litigation. If they go after them for this, then basically they're saying, well, you can't do your damn job. Well, you're breaking the law if you don't serve them. You serve them, you're breaking the law. Makes no sense whatsoever, but I guess whenever your mind is about as twisted as a horn-nailed boot, that's going to happen. Lastly, the claims based on alleged conduct at loan origination in 2014 are clearly time-barred, requiring dismissal with prejudice. Specific performance claims, they copied and pasted the facts and this count from the original counter-complaint. They continue to fail to allege any basis for specific performance, let alone explain what they seek to force Seacoast to specifically perform under the contract. To the extent they're claiming Seacoast has to comply with statutory obligations, that is not an action for specific performance. They alternatively frame this as a failure of a condition precedent, but that is not the cause of action. It is a defense. Conclusion. The Federigos copy and pasted the amended counter-complaint continues to clearly fail to state a valid cause of action under any theory of recovery. So basically, they filed a copy cut paste version of what they filed as a response in the first place. Like, this does not meet the standards. And they're saying, listen, Your Honor, with the court, please listen. We've done everything that we're supposed to do. They failed to do what they were supposed to do. Can we just get this done and freaking over with? Like, we've had enough of their silliness. And that says the Federigos request a jury trial. The Federigos expressly waive any right to jury trial for these claims under the amended countercomplaint, page 4452. Seacoast plans to file appropriate motion to have the court rather than a jury try this matter. They also reserve and intends to exercise its right to seek recovery of attorney's fees and costs in the foreclosure action pursuant the credit agreement and mortgage, which fees incurred in having to defend against meritless counterclaims asserted by the lips and chips and protection and defend Seacoast rights and interests under the loan documents. So right now, they're looking at even more court fees, more court filings that will go up against him. And most likely, Seacoast is going to win on this motion because they signed the agreement according to their credit agreement and mortgage. Like, this will be something that they are going to absolutely not even be able to battle out in court. The judge will absolutely deny this shit, because of what they signed, saying that if you continue on with your shenanigans, any fees and court fees that are involved with us having to respond to your bullshit, all of that right there is going to be paid by you. That's going to be all rolled into that settlement agreement. Whenever this thing gets taken care of, by the time the judge is done with them, right now you're looking at probably close to $1 million in fines, fees, and combined with both properties. And they haven't even gotten to the point where they're even close to finishing this up. We're talking about all the shenanigans they caused with ABC Legal. We're talking about all the shenanigans that they've dealt with in this case right here, which is Seacoast trying to get foreclosed on the mortgage. I mean, they're looking at losing pretty much everything. Pretty much everything is going to come crashing down on them, and all at once. It's going to be like watching a set of dominoes just do. This at this point is where you start losing your home, your car. You start losing all kinds of things. I mean, talk about, in my opinion, losers. Big time losers. How about this? I've got another one that I'm going to pull up here shortly, because there is a motion that was made, but I think I want to give you guys a little bit of fun stuff for the time being. Let's see what we got here. I do believe that we have a nice little interesting piece here that I wanted to show you guys and sort of break up this, so I'm not sounding like a broken record, because yeah, I will probably sound like a broken record most of the damn time, but I've got something really cool for you. It is a nice little music video here for you guys, and I think it's going to be pretty good. It's from Leftovers from the B-side. How about that? We'll give you a little bit of that, and we'll start with Hans and Gretchen's Fiery Kitchen. And this is a good time for like the holidays, and it's a fun little tale of Hans and Gretchen. Here we go.
Hans and Gretchen in the kitchen got a baker plan. Candy house around them, got the recipe in hand. Sugar on the walls, but revenge is in their hands. Tonight the witch's dinner, hope she understands. Oh, Hans and Gretchen got the ovens burning bright, cooking up a witch in the middle of the night. Mix a little ginger, toss in a little hate and spite. They fire up the ovens under cover of the night. Flour in the air, smoke in the breeze, no more breadcrumbs, the flipping recipes. Sweet little children, that's the old routine. Now they're serving witch stew with the marzipan sheen. Cauldron blazing, sugar hazing, fairy tale turned mean. Recipes of vengeance in the grimmest kitchen scene. Oh, Hans and Gretchen got the ovens burning bright, cooking up a witch in the middle of the night. Mix a little ginger, toss in a little hate and spite. They fire up the ovens under cover of the night. Hans, this batch is prime, the witch is in the oven, dinner time. Baking for the future, justice in the crust. One less wicked hag to bite the children's trust. Sweat drops heavy, ovens hum. Hans and Gretchen never run. Fiery kitchen battle won. Beat that witch, the work is done. Oh, Hans and Gretchen got the ovens burning bright, cooking up a witch in the middle of the night. Mix a little ginger, toss in a little hate and spite. They fire up the ovens under cover of the night. Sweet revenge, sugar-coated secrets in the dough. Hans and Gretchen smiling, but they'll never let it show. Baking through the darkness, their legend starts to grow. Fairy tale, a recipe you'll never really know.
Yeah. Well, will they also get the bankruptcy bug? A lot of that going around these days. Well, that just all depends. Bankruptcy isn't going to stop them from having that home foreclosed upon, especially because they have multiple homes. And then they would also they would probably be sold anyway to satisfy the creditors. You turn court filings into easy Sunday reading. Well, thank you very much, Kathy. I appreciate you for the $20 super chat. It does go a long way to support this channel. Thank you very much. I try to give just something a little bit interesting each time that I come to the table. And I was initially thinking about going over the Preston's deposition, but I think I tortured you guys enough last week with all of the shenanigans there. So I'm trying to, make it a nice, easy Sunday, and maybe we'll, and I still haven't really gotten it panned out perfectly, but I might read a little bit more from the Book of Crook. We'll see tonight. I have the best videos for high paying days. Oh, thank you. I try to keep them chill, and what I'll do is towards the end of the stream, I'll probably play just some back-to-back videos for you and some stuff that I've been working on. I'll probably not do the well, I might do those anyway, just because they're so much fun to do. I enjoy putting some of these songs and videos together. They're quite fun. You're late. You are here exactly whenever you were supposed to be here, June. Don't you ever worry about being late. It is absolutely fun. Well, thank you very much, Jen. I do try to make it a little bit fun. Preston's Depot is easy to listen, in my opinion, easier than Judge Grudge. Well, that could be. All Lips wants for Christmas in court win, paying out lots of cash. Well, she wants something. Who knows what exactly it is that she wants. But in all of the shenanigans and all of those filings, we come down to Seacoast, which they filed on the 20th of last month. on the 20th of last month. Like I said, I've been sitting on quite a few documents for quite some time that I haven't bothered pulling out, just because I wanted to see how some of this stuff was going to pan out, and figure we all cook like this. Yeah, that's right. So trying to like suss out some of the craziness that's been going on, and seeing the kind of behavior that Lips and Chips have exhibited, it makes it really interesting to see how they're going to attempt to handle this coming forth in the Hales. Well, you've got Jeremy, Tug, Megan have filed suit against her for all of her bullshit, and how they've responded in that. And we'll probably go over that sometime next month. It's too close to Christmas to be worrying about that crap. The only thing Chip should be filing is divorce papers. He's still young enough to save for retirement, as long as she's not in the picture. Poor kids. I mean, I don't know what their situation is. It looks to me like she's also filed multiple actions against him. And that might be just to keep him around. I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, he's done this to himself. He has been involved in this crap from the beginning. He's doing this willfully, and I don't think that he's an unwilling participant in all of this. As far as I can tell from the court filings, he's just as willing as she is in all of the bullshit. So whether it's him, whether it's her, doesn't matter to me. They're doing this as a team, and it looks like they've been doing this as a team for quite some time. So yeah, and I feel for the children in this, but that is something that I have no control over. I don't have control over their kids. They are the only ones that should have control over their kids. However they raise them is entirely up to them. That's a family affair, and I try to stay out of those kinds of filings and pleadings, because it's just that it's inappropriate to me. I mean, other people are welcome to cover that kind of crap. I mean, there's a reason why it's so egregious whenever you have them going, you have the whole anti-Hales, group over there going after Megan, her kids, Tug and his kids, that they've brought in the child there with Lynette and John. It's constant with them, because they're throwing this child up as a shield, not realizing, the child doesn't understand what's happening around them. All they know is that there's bad things happening, and they're getting a one-sided version of what's happening in all of this. There is never any reason to go after Megan and her family. I mean, if you want to go after Megan and, say that she's this and that, well, then go after her and say that she's doing this and that wrong. And, show evidence of her misbehavior, whatever it is that you think that she's doing wrong. But the fact that they've come after Megan and her children, Tug and his children, that they've gone after Jeremy and his children, that they've gone after every single person that they possibly can, trying to bring their children into it, just shows the kind of, in my opinion, shitheads that they are. And it's pretty damned egregious that they're going to do this on a regular basis. And if I had kids, they would probably come after my family, my kids too, because that seems to be their modus operandi, is going after children. They've got some sort of sick thing going on in their head where they want to add children into every single thing that they do. I don't know what it is, but there's some issues that they've got. You have to look at Bubbles. Nobody mentioned anything about his children. He was the one that brought up the issue with his children and with his wife. Everybody else was pretty much leaving them out of the picture whenever they were talking about the behavior of Deuce. The behavior that he was exhibiting was just egregious as an attorney, and that's as far as they left it. He's the one that brought his kids into the whole picture, brought his wife into the picture, using her as a shield, saying, "Oh, I can't be there because my wife, blah blah blah." Well, if that was the case, then why did you get involved in this in the first place? If that was one of the issues that you wanted to keep out of this, why did you involve her? You're the one that mentioned her name. You're the one that's saying, I can't do this because X, Y, and Z, wife, kids. Nobody gave two shits about it. They were talking about your behavior as an attorney, not your behavior as a father or a husband. They were talking about your behavior as an attorney. And all of a sudden your kids get brought into this, your wife gets brought into it, and then get all upset whenever people prove that you're an absolute fucking liar. Sorry for the language yet again. Super sticker, Jan Marie Harmony with the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. I love that. Music makes life better. Yes, it does. And I'm sorry if it just upsets me a little bit, as some of you might also be in this kind of situation where, you came with a family that ended up getting divided by divorce, to see parents use their kids as a bludgeon and a shield at the same time. Those kinds of things just tend to irk us, that grew up in that time where parents were getting divorced. Almost seems like all my friends' families were getting divorced at the time too. It really is aggravating and frustrating to us, where we had to deal with the fallout because mom was calling dad some horrible names and dad was calling mom horrible names, and they would use each other to use the kids to hurt the other parent on a regular basis. It really for me, it just pisses me off because it's just like watching mom and dad fight and then using me in the middle of it, and understand what these kids are going to have to go through because they're not involved in the argument. They never were involved in the argument. They're just being used to perpetuate an argument and create more anxiety. Sorry. Music and coffee. Music and coffee tinnitus. Yes. Being dumb and nasty doesn't mean you're ADA protected. No, it was a lie to bait the nephew to get him to come to work on the property. Jeremy knew nothing about it. Right? Exactly. All right. Let's bring up this next document right here. Let me go ahead and remove that from the studio. There we go. All right. So this one here was filed on 11/20 at 11:42 a.m. So this is a morning filing that gets filed in there. There was a motion for court's default. Okay. Seacoast, by and through its counsel, Ackerman LLP, moves this court for entry of court's default against Lips and Chips, as they have failed to respond to the complaint. Now, this was Seacoast's initial complaint that was brought to them, I believe, from this right here, which was right there. No, this is ABC. This is ABC Legal Services. Seacoast was the one that actually filed the complaint in the first place. Okay. And they got ABC involved. And after all this bull crap right here, there was a motion for court's default. They have failed to respond to the complaint in support. Seacoast National Bank alleges this is a residential foreclosure action. Defendants were served with the foreclosure complaint by publication on October 4th, 2024. An affidavit establishing service under Florida Statute 48.194 is as Exhibit 1. Defendants agreed to withdraw their motion to quash service and contested to service contingent upon acceptance of service of their counterclaim, which plaintiff accepted. See email regarding consent and to serve the defendants a letter to the court, Exhibit 1 and 3, or 2 and 3. Defendants filed a motion to dismiss on October 19th, 2024, and amended motion to dismiss on October 24th, 2024. Neither motion raised any issue regarding service of process. The court entered an order date on June 23rd, 2025, deeming both defendants' motions abandoned. and denied. Defendants were required to file a response to the complaint on or before July 8th. Now you have to understand that this right here, on or before July 8th, is whenever they were required to file. And as you can see, this initiated right here on October 4th, 2024. They were given all the way up until right there, July 8th, 2025, to file a complaint, response to the complaint. In July, to date, no response to the complaint has been received from Lips or Chips, and nor does one appear on the docket. And they did non-military service, which, that's something that you would commonly do. Exhibit 4 and 5. Express an implied waiver of service. They were properly served in this case by publication. Regardless, they waived any argument regarding sufficiency of service, both expressly and by virtue of their participation in this litigation. Parties may waive objection to service of process by express agreement or by conduct inconsistent with preservation of such objections. By agreeing to withdraw their motion to quash and consenting to service, defendants expressly waived any objections to service, regardless of whether a formal order was entered. So basically, they served them by notice of publication. When the defendant voluntarily serves responsive pleading motions or papers, when the defending party authorizes the party's attorney to accept the initial pleadings without service of process, and when the defending party agrees to accept service of process by mail. Now, the party also waives the defense of insufficiency of service of process by failing to raise it in a motion or responsive pleading, by failing to raise any service objection to their motion to dismiss or a subsequent litigation. Defendants waived any such defense. Defendant who fails to contest the sufficiency of service of process at the inception of the case has waived its right to assert this defense at a later stage in the proceedings. Further, by substantially participating in the litigation, which they did. So whenever they do file things, but they're not filing any response to it, and they're basically prolonging litigation. They're keeping the litigation going by filing crazy shit or going after ABC Legal, those kinds of things, because they're actively participating in the litigation, that they've waived their right to object to being served properly. Especially without objecting to jurisdiction due to the lack of service of process, constitute a submission to the court's jurisdiction and waiver of any objection. The longstanding rule in Florida has been that if defendant files any pleadings to merits of the case, the defendant, then this is the same thing that stupid Dave didn't understand. Longstanding rule in Florida has been that if defendant files any pleading to merits of the case, the defendant waives all challenges to service of process or jurisdiction. Failure to answer. The court's order on the motion to dismiss required defendants to file an answer within 15 days. They failed to do so. Failure to comply with the court order deadline to answer constitute grounds for entry of default under Florida Civil Rules of Procedure, authorizing defendant when the defendant failed to answer within 15 days. Wherefore, plaintiff Seacoast National Bank respectfully requests the court to enter an order of court's default against defendants for failure to serve any paper or file any paper as required by law. And as you can see right here, there was a certificate of service. Exhibit 1, I've got it blanked out. Exhibit 2 is basically the trying to have a conferral with them. There was another conferral that said, "Good morning, Lips. This is Ms. Binford, just so you know. And yes, if you will draft an agreed order for my review by which you and Michael will withdraw the motions to quash, accept service of the complaint. I will, in exchange, accept service of the counterclaim on behalf of Seacoast National Bank. Following entry of that order, we can set up convenient time to discuss the motion to dismiss." And then also Gray sends another one and says, "Hello, Mr. Or this is to Gray from her, who's now claiming that she's a legal research assistant and paralegal. and says, would you agree for both myself and yours for the counter complaint motion? And then, as you know, I represent Seacoast National Bank, ready to schedule a time to meet and confer to resolve the motion to quash service and motion to dismiss prior to scheduling for the same hearing. So this is all over just trying to get a hearing on all of the crap that's going on. Now, there was an agreed order that was sent to the judge. And this one right here was the judge saying that, you know, there's non-military affidavit, which the next ones are non-military affidavits also. So that's why they're all blanked out, because it doesn't really say anything except just saying that they're not any part of this. Well, and you have to understand that this was filed. If you look at the date right here, 11/20/2025 is whenever they filed it. Well, in the middle of all of their other bullshit, they filed this right here 4 days later afterwards. Answering affirmative defenses. So they finally respond to the initial pleading, which was way back here, a verified complaint. And they finally, from 7/10/2024, they waited all the way until 11/24, a year and a month later, they finally decide to file a response. Finally file a response to it. And they're admit, deny without knowledge, and then affirmative defenses. Well, in 2013, they were a husband and wife. They purchased a homestead property in Florida using marital funds, and title was taken as tenants in common, each holding 50% undivided interest. Well, it's continuously served as the family's primary residence, where they raised their 3 young children despite both. And see, here they go again with the children, throwing children in there as a shield. Say, oh, but save the kids. Despite spouses having equal separate marital interests, the husband was provided an application, signed a home equity line of credit in 2014, despite the wife not holding a status as borrower on the loan. And this is the same bullshit that they filed that got their asses kicked earlier. So this is the same bullshit that they're trying, the same, almost verbatim. I guarantee you, if you went back and we pulled up the initial one that they filed dealing with the crap that they pulled in their other foreclosures. So this is a foreclosure on a different property, that you would find almost verbatim the exact same wording. Almost identical. Exact same wording. Seeking to force the sale against their homestead marital interest, they contend that the wife's homestead rights, those their children, cannot be defeated, which we know that is not correct, that it can happen. The property was purchased for $469,000, was recorded on October 30th, 2013. The title of this property was recorded such and such. The family home has both been in the wife's permanent place of residence, where they raised their 3 young children from the time it was purchased in 2013 to present. Well, they're living in both. And then again, they're talking about their half marital interest. The husband and wife purchased a marital home. They intend to choose this own as tenants in common. Additionally, they did not want to hold each other responsible for any debt accrued against the marital home. And then they want to quote like homestead character of properties. Now, they've held a lot of equity in their marital home free of debt. They decided to apply for a home equity line together in 2013. However, when both husband and wife met the original lender, they requested to apply for a loan, yet the lender only provided an application for the husband, never having run wife's credit or investigated into her financial status, nor do they need to. Thank you very much for following here. 4567 99-cent super sticker. I appreciate it. Now, in case you don't understand how a loan works, they don't have to run a title report on both people. They don't have to do a credit check on both people. Just the primary person on the loan. The other person is still there, and they are still signing off on it. This is they're trying to confuse the lender and saying, well, no, we don't owe anything on this, and you can't take this away from us because, well, it injures the other party that was involved in this from the get-go. You don't have to run a credit report on both. I know this because whenever we purchased our house, they ran that we looked to see what my wife's credit score was, what my credit score was. And because my credit score was much higher than hers, we could get a better interest on the loan. So it was easier to do it under my name to apply for the loan. And then we just basically sign off on it. I think it was like 0.5% or some crap like that. It was a nominal amount. It wouldn't have mattered whichever one was on there, but we both signed on the dotted line. And whether it's construction, doesn't matter. The marks only marked stated other with the words home equity. Well, and that's what a home equity line of credit is. As you can see, husband made it clear he was seeking a home equity line of credit and left checkbox is blank. The only thing that was checked was other home equity. Additionally, the application sections were left blank to describe the estimate of cost of improvement. Under these terms, 1 through 5, it doesn't matter what the cost of improvements were. They don't have to prove what the cost of improvements were. Whenever you take out a home equity line of credit, you're basically taking a loan out using your home as collateral. That's what a home line of equity is. It doesn't mean that you're sitting there going, oh, well, I want to take a loan and if you decide to take a home equity line of credit and go gamble it all the way to casino, you still got to pay the money back. You just used equity in your home to secure that loan. That's all that you did. So if you don't like paying it back, well, then save the money and pay it back. It's not hard to do. You take care of that money. You make sure that you've built up some sort of equity. Don't go and blow it on the stock market unless you know for certain that stock is going to go up, which, might get you in trouble with the federal government. But, I'm just saying, you take out a home equity line of credit. For example, you say, hey, I need to get a new kitchen in my house. This is a perfect example. You say, hey, I need to get a new kitchen in my house. And it's going to increase the value of my home. I can afford X amount of dollars per month to pay on this. It's no different than buying a car or anything like that, except you're going to get better return on it. So you take that money and you refinish your kitchen, whether it costs $20,000, $100,000, whatever fixing up that you're going to be doing to increase the value of your home. This is generally why people would take it. But because it's a home equity line of credit, there's no determination of what you can do with that money. You're just saying, hey, I'm going to take a loan out. I'm going to secure this loan with my house. For example, if you took a loan out from a loan shark, you had a loan shark and you said, hey, loan shark, I need money. I need at least, a couple of $1,000 to do X, Y, or Z. And he's going to, I don't care what you do with it. I'm going to give you the loan. But, if you don't pay, then I'm going to take your car, or I'm going to take your house, or whatever it is. I'm going to take something of value away from you because, I want that secured and I want you to know what's going to happen whenever you don't pay me back. They didn't do that. They didn't do what they were supposed to do with the money. They blew it on whatever they blew it on. And now they're knocking on the door saying, hey, it's time for you to pay this shit back. So pay it back. In 2014, they were approved for that home equity line of credit. They signed the agreement and now they're not wanting to pay. Wife owned $600 equity in their home, free and clear of debt at this time, would never have a chance losing her homestead property, free of debt over the high risk loan for $180,000. Doesn't matter. That's something that you're still going to have to take care of. Your family loses out on this. Nothing you can do about that. Money bought new lips. Who knows what they bought with it? Maybe they bought that brand new Audi, maybe it was whatever car they were trying to update. This is the kind of crap that they've been failing at, I guess, on a regular basis. Now, because in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, just in 2013, which is odd to me. I was earlier than that. Maybe it was 2004. Michael had filed for bankruptcy and got his ass caught in basically a fraudulent scheme against the government. because sold off a bunch of stock not too long after that and never claimed it. And well, that gets you in trouble with bankruptcy. Good job, Michael. That was really smart. Now, there was no language in the credit agreement disclosure signed by husband nor mortgage signed by husband and joined by wife that made any reference to husband and wife waiving their homestead property. That you don't have to. It doesn't, you don't have to. You basically signed off on the property. Perhaps it was for lips to make them bigger. I don't know. It was for something. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Well, he maintained privately without disclosure to his wife. Well, then that's a family problem. Doesn't leave you not liable for what's going to happen to you by losing your home, or should I say homes. Now, on July 10th, 2024, an action for foreclosure was filed on the mortgage. The alleged successor of the lender, First Green Bank, Circuit Court, Orange County case, naming both husband and wife, seeking to force a sale on their property, lacks standing. No, it completely doesn't lack standing. So this is the same kind of crap that they tried pulling before. Lurker checking in. Overslept. Your tent was so warm this morning. Be right back. Well, thank you, Fancy. Lack of standing against just her. Well, they improperly named her. No, they properly named you because you are married to your husband. And that's how the cookie crumbles. Whether you like it or not, you are both liable for it. Yo, traveling fools. If you don't like being liable for your spouse's actions, well, that's a you problem. Doesn't matter to the court one way or the other. It doesn't matter to the lender one way or the other. It's been signed off on. They agreed to it. You agreed to it by however means, and there's nothing you can do to stop them from doing this. And they tried this same shit already before. But what really is funny is they've had since 2024 to file a response, and they have yet to file a response until this. And then, of course, they're going to go through a bunch of other shit, talk about lack of standing, which is the same thing they tried filing earlier. Improper notice and failure. That's not true either. They did proper service and they already did it. After the merger, Seacoast First Green sent a certified letter only to the husband demanding the payoff of $190,000 by June 20th, 2024, or face foreclosure. Doesn't matter. Homestead protection applies. No, it doesn't. No enforceable agreement with her. That's not true. Summary legal failures and required relief. Not true at all either. Fraud and unfair lending practices. Also, you lost on this already. Material representation, misleading conduct. You failed on this also. Non-disclosure, failed to provide required information. You failed on this also. Unclean hands and equitable defenses. You failed on this also. You already lost all of these right here that she has filed. Every single one of these things that she has filed right here, they've already lost on. It's just a rehash, rewritten all yet again, because they already lost in this one right here. The verified complaint and this right here, they already lost on it. As you can see, the case was remanded to the circuit court. And this right here shows you exactly where they lost on everything. See? Every single thing that they're trying to complain here is they've already lost on every single one of these right here. This is the same exact pleading that they filed not once, but twice. The same exact pleading. This is the level of competence that you're getting from these lawyers. This is the kind of, I mean, it's almost exactly the same as their one that they lost on. Almost word for word, verbatim, same shit, cut, copy, paste. Concealing, homestead protection, illegality of balloon provision, Truth in Lending Act, the conclusion. There's right here, they already lost on this. The court already ruled on all of this. So what do you think is going to happen whenever this one right here comes before the judge? that motion for default, that they basically defaulted on their loan, that they don't get the same thing handed to them, get their asses handed to them all together yet again. Oh my gosh. Let me see. You sent me PayPal. Okay. Let me take a look. Thank you very much, Debbie Marie. Also, there was some other ones that came in the other day. Let me bring those up real quick. So yes, and I will get that to you, Debbie Marie. Thank you for being here for 5 months. I thank you very much. And I'll get to those here in a minute. I'm never free, but I am cheap. I know that feeling. I feel cheap sometimes too. But this kind of behavior is going to do nothing for them. I mean, it's just more of them digging in a hole. And you know, it's the same way that you're going to see that they're going to get their asses handed to them. Most likely, I mean, in my humble opinion, which doesn't mean a whole lot anyway, that they're going to get their asses handed to them by yet another attorney. I mean, they've already gotten themselves, hell, Chips has already got himself in trouble for AI filings. I mean, think about that. Already got in trouble because he filed stuff that gave the impression that that was AI that wrote it. Now, whether he wrote it or whether Lips wrote it, doesn't matter. He's the one that signed his name to it and boop, filed it, got in trouble by the judge, and then tried to defend it. Yeah, got in big trouble for it. Now he got a 50-page order against him, saying that everything that he filed was frivolous and made no sense whatsoever. Like, it didn't follow the law and misquoted it quite a bit. We've read that 50-page court document from the judge, dismissing every single one of his bullshit claims. I mean, it was not just, a slight admonishment. It was from Judge Hinkle. It was from Judge Hinkle, Bolitho's boss, in a case that Chips was involved with Bolitho. Judge Hinkle came in and said, no, you're done. And has actually set an order for him to pay court costs and fees. I mean, right, like I said, you start combining all of the losses that Lips and Chips have, they're probably pushing close to $1 million right now. Just in losses. I mean, it gets worse and worse every single time. And that doesn't include what's going to happen with Hale. That doesn't include what's going to happen with Hale's and Lips and in the crap that Leslie's got him into. I mean, they're just going to be forking over money for the rest of their damn lives. At least you didn't say Delulus. We are good. T42. Give me just a second. I'll pull up that PayPal and take a look at that real quick. Also, I did want to say that there has been a log in. Don't make me go through all this crap again. All right. Let me see. I need to get this set up on. Why is it working? Why is it not working? Yeah, log in. PayPal's being really difficult. And we just go here. Oh, there we go. Proceed to account overview. Come on. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Debbie. That was a $10 super chat came in from Debbie. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And it is greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Yes. I do have the PayPal. I do have the PayPal. And there was also one that came in from Calvin W for, it looks like 7. AM also sent one for 100. And that was an older one. And also another Debbie H gave one for 100. I believe that's Australian. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's all of that right there. We use that for going to the nut house. Here, oh, Linda, yeah, let me explain in case a lot of you might have missed yesterday's stream. We weren't able to do the nut baths. Okay, so the actual large giant nuts, it became a logistical nightmare. 60 to 90 days, no guarantees. And then those were going to, and that didn't include shipping, which shipping for a over 300-pound bird bath was going to be so ridiculous that I was just like, all right, let's see if we can find something that's a little bit better. So what we've got is we've got what we call a nut house. It's actually a Martin house that sits on a 15-foot pole, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. It'll hold 12 of them, and they can be easily taken down, cleaned out, because you have to clean them on a regular basis. But yeah, we've changed it to getting a Martin house, a 15-foot pole, and a little bit of something extra that was sent along with that. And if you watch tonight, you'll probably see that discussed with Jeremy, and they're pretty damn awesome. That's going to be, and they'll put it exactly where they feel that'll be appropriate. I don't know the landscape, so I can't tell them where to put that, but they're going to put that where it is. Are there Martins in Florida? Yeah, there's Martins in Florida. You get them in South Carolina, you get them in Florida, get them pretty much everywhere. And I double checked to make sure. Yeah, your parents used to have one. Well, and I thought about doing the gourds, but I thought that having like a nice house, and it also keeps the starlings out. They call it anti-starling birdhouse. It's absolutely gorgeous. They come back year after year once they nest in them. Yeah, and you have to set them up where they can get a clear line of sight to them, because they'll just hit those. Like, you don't want to have them hanging in trees because they'll never nest in there, and they're also communal birds. So you have to have something where a lot of them can be, but they'll come back year after year, most definitely. Hide a video camera in the Martin house. That sounds awful. That sounds awful. Are there Martins in Florida? But yes, there are. Like, share, subscribe, join the nuts, send money to keep the lights on in Shizzy, a new piece of safety equipment. Well, and that's the other thing we're working on figuring out something that's going to work really, really well. So yes, the goal has been met for the Martin house. It is good to go. Like I said, initially we planned on doing the large fountain. It's actually a bird bath, but 300 plus pounds. The place that I found, I think that I suspect that they were running a scam, because it was a lower price, and they were saying $25 free. It was free delivery on anything over $25. And I was like, I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all, because I had a feeling that what would happen is whenever they tried to load that thing up, they would go, oh yeah, no, we're not doing that. And then I would never see my money again. Got to be careful of scams like that. So that's why I didn't do it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. T42. Who wants bird prawn? You're free. Welcome. Hey, Ree, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, it's so good to see you. We used to get purple Martin ethyl gas. Oh, okay. Plus the Martins. Yeah, the Martins will eat mosquitoes. That's very cool, Vicky. Yeah, I know that I would see them quite often in South Carolina, North Carolina, especially like around the coast. But I had double check and make sure that you would get them in Florida. So that's why I did a little bit of research before I actually found one. But it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'd pull up a picture for it, but I don't have it handy. T40 Wolfgang Ricky and Jeremy will probably post a picture of it or do a video showing it, or that might even be tonight. They might show the Martin house. We'll see, because those were the poll will be next week, but the house and the extra special gift should be showing up there. They should have shown up yesterday, It might be today whenever they actually get it, or maybe next week whenever they go and pick it up, just whenever they get down there and pick up their mail. It's pretty neat, pretty damn neat. Don't look, Ethel, too late. Ethel Merman. Let's see, what was, I said I was going to give you guys a little bit of tunes, a little bit of some videos. Well, let's see. Do you guys want to see a disgusting video or a funny video? I think we could do a fun one here. So almost all my videos that I do are going to have a little bit of a story behind them. This particular one that I've got for you was told by Dictionary Diva. If you know anything about my Sunday Spice, Dictionary Diva is Volstorm's wife. She comes on and reads along with Volstorm, and she was telling this story, I believe it was to Lauren Needy. If you know who Lauren Needy is, she is another YouTuber that has been covering Laura Owens and Blake Lively. Really, really sweet person. She's down in Florida also. And I got a chance to meet her. So that makes it even funner. But she was telling this story. Dictionary D was telling this story about having to use the restroom and pulled into a truck stop, and this guy in a white van pulled up next to her and asked her, maybe something inappropriate, and she just basically ignored him and said, I got to go take care of business. And she said that she did something called the prairie dog waddle. And so this song is what came out of her saying that she needed the prairie dog waddle. And here's the video. Ah, yes.
Well, the sun was high and he was green. I felt the churn of last night's pains. Out on the trail with no relief in sight, I was clenching tight with all my might. Every step was a careful plan, trying not to waddle like a prairie dog can. Oh, prairie dog, waddle down the dusty road, trying to hold it, but it's bound to explode. Life throws you curveballs, and man, it's true, like a stranger in a van and a tummy that's through. Up pulls a man in a big white van. He said, girl, I'll give you $3,000, but my gut let loose. I was in no mood, crop dusted him good like a bad attitude. His face turned green and he hit the gas, while my dignity slipped and so did my sass. Oh, prairie dog, waddle, waddling with grace, left my mark on that stranger's face. Sometimes life don't go as you plan, but you can still win with a farting stand. Now the moral of this here tune I sing, a prairie dog's waddle is a humbling thing. When nature calls, you better move faster. End up with a story that'll always last. Oh, prairie dog waddle, it's a hell of a ride, out on the trail with nowhere to hide. So hold your head high, no need to pout, even if your luck's just crapping out. A white van pull up in the dirt, just let him smell the reason why your stomach hurts. Oh, prairie dog, waddle down the dusty road, trying to hold it, but it's bound to explode. Life throws you curveballs, and man, it's true, like a stranger in a van and a tummy that's through. Oh, prairie dog, waddle, it's a hell of a ride, out on the trail with nowhere to hide. So hold your head high, no need to pout, even if your luck's just crapping out. If you see a white van pull up in the dirt, just let him smell the reason why your stomach hurts. Oh, prairie dog, waddle down the dusty road, trying to hold it, but it's bound to explode. Life throws you curveballs, and man, it's true. Like a stranger in a van and a tummy that's through. Oh, prairie dog waddle, it's a hell of a ride. Out on the trail with nowhere to hide. So hold your head high, no need to pout. Even if your luck's just crapping out. And if you see a white van pull up in the dirt, just let him smell the reason why your stomach hurt.
Yes. Oh my, oh my. In case you don't see the shoes there, those are Rosalind Duke's shoes. I love it. All right, I got something else to show you, and thank you very much for being here today, because we're just here having a little bit of fun. But also we've got to give a little shout out to another redhead. Like, someone reminded me that there is another redhead around, and this right here is Sugar Lime Blue. Oh, as you can see, look at that long red hair. I mean, come on, that is some long red hair. Sugar Lime Blue right there. And I mean, you can tell she's grown it out since then. I mean, she's spent some time getting those lovely golden locks. Dictionary Diva is a beautiful soul. Also, you guys, they do have shows coming up. Sugar Lime Blue, they're going to be in Dahlonega on the 19th, the Woodshop Listening Room in Chattanooga, Tennessee on the 18th. On the 12th, which was just a couple of days ago, they were at the Bunkhouse in Bulls Gap, Tennessee. But they do have another one that they're going to be doing. It's a more intimate one here at Sweetwater Cafe, I believe is correct. And that's going to be on Saturday the 20th. Yeah, Saturday the 20th. I'm pretty sure I got that right. And if you don't know anything about them, go check them out. It's really, really good stuff. And I'll put a little link up here, and then you can go check that stuff out. Right there is the link, and you can always go and check their stuff out. They do their own music, and they do some cover stuff. It's really, really good. Oh, thank you, maybe. I appreciate it. But yeah, so you can always go check their stuff out. They also do, if I'm not mistaken, they do a stream on Sundays, where they play some music and talk with chat and have some really, really, really good stuff. Adidas and Puma were founded by brothers Rudolph and Adi. Nice. Adidas and Puma were founded by brothers Rudolph and Adi. That's awesome. Awesome. I did not know that. But yeah, go and check their stuff out. It's definitely, they even have like music on there that you can pull that up. You can purchase their music. They got Narcopolis, they got Move That Earth, they got Far From the Tree. I mean, they've got some good stuff, and it's actual real live artists, not just, not AI generated music. It's really good stuff. And also we got Honky Tonk Jessica. Have a great day, Shizzy. I hope your helmet makes a ton of money. I actually do too, because it is going for a good cause. Jessica. Is this Jessica Kruger? Ah, that's awesome. Yes, I hope it does. I really do. I hope that helmet goes and does a lot of good. That's what the point of having that helmet is for it to do some good. We aren't about the drama, just the music. Yeah, Wolfgang Grecki, he's very, very close with Sugar Lime Blue. So if you ever need to get in touch with them, reach out to Wolfgang Grecki. He can probably hook you up. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you very much. But yeah, it's like I said, there's lots of good stuff out there. Me, I just make fun, ridiculous music, and I do have another one that I'm going to be posting. That'll be for members only. I actually have two of them that'll be coming up. They're for members only, and you'll be able to check those out. They're off the latest album that I put together, which is the song. No, they're not on there yet. I haven't released that album. It should be next month, whenever that that goes up and gets released. And I'll probably get that set up to come out, but there will be a couple of videos that will be coming up, maybe more, that are going to be on that new album. And there is some really cool stuff that I've been working on in the background. The latest one that I put out was Stars and Bars, and oops, wrong key. And it is, I guess the best way to do is just show you what all is on that one. And I'll make it super easy for you. Like if you go to my main page, I'll show you what it looks like here. So you've got the main page. It'll usually show the lives, then it'll show the stuff for you. And then if you look right here under releases, you'll see all of the albums that have been put together. So these right here is the latest one. That's Stars and Bars. And then you've got all of the stuff that was put in there. Which has stuff like Because He Got High, I Got Screwed, Florida Grand, Wimpy Old Bones, Bubbles Breakdown, the Polyflop Disc, Escuela, R.E. Tired, Denied, Paint Chip. It's got Obsession, Addicted Can't Quit, Because He Got High, and I Got Screwed. All of those are found in there. Then if you also, and I'll just keep showing you here, if you go in here and you look under playlists, click on the playlist, you're going to see something here that will say music videos. And if you click on the music videos, you've got all of the albums that are listed up. All of the songs are listed up here, have all of the videos for them. So you can check any one of those out. They're always up there. They're not going to go away. Everything from, well, and that one right there was just fun because all we did was play music the whole night. We didn't do anything but the music. And then we've got the Florida Heat Funk, the Ballad of Rapuzzi. Then you've also got the holiday stream that I did together for nice Thanksgiving. And then you've got all of those albums in there, songs off of the upcoming album, which is Everything Turns to Butt Stuff, which is hilarious. And then, there's just like a bunch of really good stuff in here. So go check it out. And it's definitely a good playlist if you're just wanting to get a bunch of music in and just sort of kick back. And if you don't want to have the videos, why did they have Taylor Swift in there? I didn't add that in there. Oh, it's just saying add those in there. Why would they have Taylor Swift in there? But then also we've got one that's not official. You can't see either one of these yet. Buckets, Marineland, and Fired Up. Those are the two videos that are going to become members only. So I need to put you together a playlist. Yeah. Love the Christmas song. I love the Christmas song also. But you can go back to some of my early ones, which I've got like Morning Whiz and Coffee, The Demon, Caitlin the Mom, Caught Between Heaven and Hell, Demon, Texas Heat. I mean, some of these are like older ones. Some of them are newer. And those are all like available for viewing. If you just want to browse them and you're just like, I want to see what kind of crazy stuff that he's doing. I've got like Sexual Kung Fu, which is parental advisory, I guess is what they call it. Stuff like Breastfed Jones, which was a fun one to do. And like Breastfed Jones was one that Mo and I put together. Shake It Dance is still one of your favorites. Yeah. Beggar's Dance, Toilin' Blues, which is a really, really heartfelt song, just sort of bringing back the memories of a kid. I also put this one together. This is a little bit older. Raindrops on My Skin, which was a fun one. I did that one for Valentine's Day. Vampire's Kiss, Hotel Sovereign Citizen. I put that one. That's a new one off of the latest the album before the last, which was South Suburban Scandal. Locked in a Suitcase. Like I said, lot of fun tunes in there. And so you've got there's a place to Otter Creek that sells those bird bass. I didn't find one that was close enough to Otter Creek that I could get them. All of them were sold out. That was the other thing. And the place that actually makes those is, I believe, in Massachusetts. I'm pretty sure that the company, it's like Hiltz or something like that. And yeah, definitely put together a playlist. It's definitely fun. 12 degrees there. Ooh, Mary, that sucks. I didn't realize you were still alive. Yeah, Gwen, I'm definitely still alive. I haven't gone away yet. I'm still on here for a little bit, but I will have to jump off here shortly just because, you know, I do have duties to do with the wife. Tags you in 1X. Did you see that? I don't know. Maybe very big possibility. And I'm I'm all over the place, especially because it is the holidays, and around the holidays, I do get super busy. A lot of it's just trying to close out the end of year work for like the 9 to 5 masses and close to Otter Creek. No, it's not. It's not close to Otter Creek on X. Maybe it's a possibility. Like I said, there's usually so much going on that I don't have a chance to check every single thing that's happening. Let me see. I get notifications all the time. Got mowing the deep end. U.S. appeal court unanimously decided to overturn an activist judge that barred President Trump from pulling federal funding. Nicola, what? Why in the hell is this? I don't care about this person. Why in the hell are they posting there? That's really weird. And it's something on YouTube. I got something on YouTube. YouTube 2025 said 2025 was all about brain rot, all of the above, K-pop demon hunters. I don't know. See, I don't know. That's crazy. No, I didn't see anything. I might have gotten tagged on it, but I get tagged on all kinds of stuff on the YouTubes. But no, I don't see it in here. Crazy stuff. But anyhow, what is it? Oh my gosh. It's a little Buckeye. Man, that man has a voice. Oh, not showing that. That'll get me in all kinds of trouble. But I showed this the other day, and I thought it was, especially because people like to, bring kids in all these kinds of pleadings. It's good to know that there's still a little bit of humor about kids. Right.
If you feed your kids frozen pizza and chicken nuggets and other frozen foods for dinner, you are a terrible parent. I don't care how busy you are, find the time to microwave them.
As a personal trainer and nutritionist, this is terrible parenting. You can't microwave your kids.
Now, with that kind of attitude, you can't. As a motivational speaker, let me tell you, you can do anything you set your mind to do. Don't let anyone on the internet tell you otherwise.
Oh, as you know, we like to have a little bit of fun here. I knew that one would get you. Hey, at least I'm not showing you the deck commercials, because those might get you. You can do anything you set your mind to. Custom bird baths for sale in Chiefland, about 20 miles. Well, and that's custom bird baths for sale in Chiefland. But those might be customizing something that I'm not looking for. But like I said, that was going to be a big hassle to get the bird bath over there. Or I would have done it. Just we found that it was going to take quite some time. I got the one that I needed to get sent over to them, so it's been handled. We've got it all taken care of. Yes, his royal purpleness. I love the deck commercials. They're a riot. Hey, have you guys seen the deck commercials? Shizzy wanted to bring the nuts. Yes, I did want to bring the nuts. I absolutely did. I wondered if at Fancy, good reason have you been? I love the deck commercials. Also the cider commercials. Yeah, the cider commercials are absolutely hilarious. Yes, Dickens makes a cider, which is wonderful. Paisley Park is on your bucket list. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to visit Paisley Park. But that could definitely be really cool. That could definitely be really cool. Oh, and let's see if I've got another one here for you. Yeah, I think we got time for the deck commercials. You guys want to see the deck commercials? One's in the chat if you want to see the deck commercials. How's that? We'll get a consensus on that. And if you guys want to see the deck commercials, put ones in the chat. If you want to see another music video that might be really disgusting, put twos. I'm not even going to run a poll. I'm just going to say for the deck commercials, ones. Oh, I'm seeing ones come rolling in there. Ooh, boy. All right, here we go. So let me get those pulled up in there, and we will get those pulled up for you just because. Oh, Goosebumps, you haven't seen the 1 and 2. You guys are bad. You guys are bad. All right. We'll pull up the deck commercials, and we'll think about doing doing one more music video for you. If I do, it's going to be possibly fired up. So here we go. The deck commercials.
If you're like me, you find it very hard to keep your deck dry. I left my deck unprotected and it was warped out of shape in no time. I could barely recognise my own deck. Imagine that. Then I discovered Schaefer's New Zealand style deck sealant. The best way to take care of your deck in 3 easy steps. First, wash your deck with soap and water. Then, wait for your deck to dry. Once your deck is clean and dry, paint your deck with Schaefer's deck sealant. I used to be too embarrassed to invite people over to see my deck. But now, my deck's the talk of the town. I even have pictures of my deck. Check out that deck. I want to send this to my secretary. Barbara always loves to receive my deck pics. After all, summertime is all about spending time on your deck. I'll often have 20 to 30 people on my deck at once. That can really wear your deck out, causing deck splinters and discoloration. But with Schaefer's deck sealant, my deck stays a nice golden brown colour. Who wouldn't want a golden deck? I used to never let children anywhere near my deck. My deck was too dangerous for kids to play on. But it seems like every kid in the neighbourhood's been on my deck this summer, and they've all had a good time. My deck's over 70 years old, but it looks brand new. That's part of the reason all my neighbours are jealous of my deck. Isn't that right, Jim? Yes, you've got a nice deck, okay? His wife is always on my deck, begging me to know the secret of my perfect deck. If you like Schaefer's deck sealant, check out Schaefer's New Zealand style caulk. I had a huge hole in my deck, but I fixed it by jamming some caulk in it. You'd be surprised how many things you can fix by jamming caulk into them. Have an extra large hole in your deck? Try Schaefer's African style caulk. Just go to your local home improvement store and ask for the big black caulk. Schaefer's New Zealand style deck sealant. Don't put it on your penis.
And Raz, 8 more people for him to hit 300 members. I think we can make that happen. Don't you think you can go over there and hit Raz's channel? 8 more members, he hits 300. And if he gets another 208, then he can get monetized. Yeah, there it is right there. Raz's channel, go and check that out. No, we do have more commercials because that was only one of them.
There's also a helpful number on the back. Hi, I've got a question about my deck. Schaefer's New Zealand style. Hey, get that squirrel off my deck. He knows he's not allowed to come on my deck. Right around the time I turned 40, my deck became soft and spongy, and I never used it anymore. My wife wouldn't even sit on my deck, and the neighbourhood kids would all point and laugh. But that was before I discovered Schaefer's New Zealand style deck hardener from the makers of Schaefer's deck sealant. It keeps your deck nice and hard all year round in 3 simple steps. First, grab a neighbour to help you, because making your deck as hard as a rock can be a 2-man job. Then, rub the deck hardener into your deck, hard and fast. And when you get tired, take a break and watch your neighbour rub your deck. It's fun to watch someone else rub your deck. And finally, simply wait for your deck to get hard while you think about all the fun times you'll have this year on your rock-hard deck. I've rubbed my deck raw with other inferior products, but that won't happen with Schaefer's deck hardener, because Schaefer's is committed to your deck, and the people at headquarters do nothing but think about decks all day long. In fact, Schaefer's now has an entire new line of products specifically formulated just for your deck. There's Schaefer's deck paint, for when you want to play around with having a different coloured dick. And if you want to get rid of your dick entirely and start from scratch, try Schaefer's Dick Remover. The unique acid formula will melt away your dick on no time. And if you don't think it'll work, ask me mum. She used to have a dick. Then she got rid of it when she met Dad. To be honest, I think Dad loved her more when she had a dick. It was enormous. Trust me, I've seen the photos. But most importantly, be on the lookout for the world's first dick vacuum. Schaefer's New Zealand style dick sucker. Because why should you pay two guys you don't know to show up in a van and suck your dick for you? Now you can suck your own dick. All you want. Hey, why not make yourself some extra money and suck everyone in the neighbourhood's dick while you're at it? So join us on social media and tweet us a picture of your dick using the hashtag #ShowUsYourDick. Oh look, we've already got some.
Show us your dicks, big and small. Here at Schaefer's we can take them all. A dick in the front, a dick in the rear. We've serviced dicks our entire career. Schaefer's, it's good for your wood.
Schaefer's New Zealand style dick hardener. It's like Viagra for your dick.
Yes.
I've shown my dick to people I work with hundreds of times, and they love it. Not just because I'm the boss. Hi, I'm Marty Schaefer, president of Schaefer's New Zealand style products, such as Dick Sealant, Dick Hardener, Dick Remover, and my personal favourite, the Dick Sucker. Until recently, we used to refer to those all-important office presentations as PowerPoints. But in today's office, dicks are on the tip of everyone's tongue. And that's why our latest product focuses on the many dicks you're exposed to at work. Schaefer's New Zealand style dick presentations. Guys, let's show them all the different dicks they can buy from us. Running a company can be challenging, and that's why I communicate to my clients and employees in the clearest way a man can in the corporate environment, with my dick. Oh, sorry. There for me, Barbara? Yeah. Even though we have all sorts of dicks, fast-paced dicks, flashy dicks, interactive dicks, inspirational dicks, persuasive dicks, and dicks just for the holidays, you can't just rock up to a meeting and whoop your dick out. Before I show my dick to anyone, I put it on the biggest screen I can find and then spend up to 2 hours poring over every detail of my enormous dick. That's the longest one at this office. Everyone's eyes widen when they first see it, but once they get their hands on the hard copy, they get the feel of my dick, and I like watching them do it. If your dick is boring, people can easily doze off because they've seen a dick like yours before. But with Schaefer's New Zealand-style dick presentations, you'll virtually slap them with your dick. Jim, wake up. What was I talking about?
Your dick?
Good, Jim. It's a good sign if Jim is following along. He's seen so many dicks, I'm convinced all he dreams of are dicks.
No more dicks. Get it out of my face. I've had enough.
Poor little guy. I've got to go now. I've done such a fantastic job presenting my dick around the office that I've got a meeting with the head of human resources. Hope it's a promotion. Kidding, I'm the president. I can do whatever I want. You wanted to see me, Kathy? Schaefer's New Zealand style dick presentations. Try our dicks. They're easy because they're not hard.
Oh, God. Oh, all right. Gross. Don't forget to hit the like. All right. You guys asked for it. One last song, one last time, and then we will we'll give you the outro. And you guys, I will see you later tonight. I do plan on seeing Jeremy and George tonight, so that's going to be a very fun one. And in the meantime, I'll probably send you, I think Tug will probably be firing up a stream here shortly. Maybe usually fires one up before Hales goes on. So I'll if he's got one set up, I'll send everyone over there. If not, I'll send you elsewhere. But and it's just like, how the hell did Liz get in the mix? Oh my God. Well, now you know. Diana, we don't know. Everybody wanted the dick commercials, so that's what we got them, was the dick commercials. There we go. And here we are for the final music video of today. Here we go.
100 years, cake candles, the mayor, the works. She survived fascism, menopause, and middle schoolers. A century of cooking, asked for a fire, and she got the works. Renata hit 100, the town threw a bash, got flowers, applause, and municipal cash. She smiled for the camera, all grace and flair, didn't know her next party would light up the air. She taught kids letters, verbs, and sums, now she's teaching angels how to run. She got fired up, took a hot mama too far, heaven called her up with a funeral pyre. No burglars, no crime, just culinary doom, one spark and presto, gone kaboom. She got fired up, the pasta was done, but so was she, yeah, hotter than the sun. Neighbors smelled smoke, yelled mamma mia. Firemen rolled in like a Roman idea. They kicked the door, but fate had click-lock. The lady and the lasagna both done a clock. Some say she went out doing what she adored, cooking, cursing, and smoking, oh Lord. She lived through Mussolini, 2 popes, 3 wars, but that gas stove had different scores. Lucifer shrugged, send her to choir. St. Peter checked the list, said she's on fire. She got fired up, no flame retardant gown, the hottest act in all of town. If fire need paid, she'd still be rich, 'cause life's crazy and fire's a bitch. She got fired up, went out in style, the devil applauded. Been a while. So here's to Renata, the centenarian spark, who made a statement and lit up the dark. If you reach 100, here's a tip. Stick to salad, skip the flame, and go for a dip. She got fired up. She got fired up. She got fired up. She got fired up.
What prompts did I use to get this style? I don't know. I honestly don't know what I used to get this style. One of your late wife's attempts at making jello. Huh? Jello? Did she really start herself on fire trying to make jello? That's not good. That's not good. Everybody, I'm going to be sending it over to Tug. I know it doesn't start until 4:45, but I don't have anywhere else to send you that I know of anybody that's live right now. I was looking, but I just don't see anybody that's up and about. Yeah, it's pretty chill out there. But everybody, I will see you tonight over at Megan and Tugs, not Megan and Tugs, but over on the Hales. So show a little bit of love, and we'll see you in a few. Remember, tonight they're going to be auctioning off the helmet, and they've also got some signed memorabilia. I believe there's a banana that's going in there. Sarcasm signed something, and I mean they'll tell you all about that tonight. I know that the helmet's going to be there, but there's also other things going to be going on, and you also get a recap of all the crazy shenanigans that have been going on, and it's going to be good. Everybody have fun, and we will see you on the flip side. Peace, y'all. Until tonight. Night.
Oh, you thought I
I was done. Bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free. It's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute. But here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy, send in your bread. I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. I'm read in your brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burnt out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy Daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's. Agenda will see me tomorrow, same obsession, same effing thing.
Peace, y'all.